Hey everyone, Matty from Critical Hit here. Today we're going to be taking a closer look at some of the multiplayer from Ubisoft's latest shooter, Clancy's Ghost Recon, Wildlands. Now, if you watched the single player component, it's basically the same thing. Well, you're pretty much going to see the same sort of action. It's just that now obviously I don't have any AR buddies, I've got actual people with me, which makes quite a difference in the overall gameplay, I reckon. So yeah, with that, let's just dive straight in. So we've taken a mission where we essentially need to assassinate a leader of this particular faction, if I'm not mistaken. So we all just got onto our separate vehicles, went on our merry way, and yeah, straight into the thick of things. I don't know which of my teammates actually alerted the enemy to our presence, but yeah, we get to the base and action ensues almost immediately. Now, I just want to point out that you cannot hear us talking to each other, but at the actual demonstration, we were chatting to each other over microphones, so we could coordinate and whatnot, which you can actually see right here as the perfect example. So we've come into these mines, essentially, and you'll see that two of my allies decided to go one way, and I teamed up with another to go this specific way. It's not required, we could have stuck together, but we thought we'd cover more ground like this, and it worked out alright. Now, I thought this was a bit interesting, maybe a bit of a concern for the game, but not really, it's just something I felt that I should point out. You'll see here we found a weapons cache, and one person picking it up doesn't mean that the whole team picks it up. Now, I can understand that we should all come pick up this particular weapon individually. It's just that in this mission, we've gone our own separate ways, and I know that by the end of it, you don't backtrack this way. So our other two allies have a very good chance of missing this specific cache unless they backtrack and come and they fetch it. But that's just a side note, not really a big deal, just something to keep in mind. So we're just going to keep making our way through these tunnels. You can see we're making pretty quick work of whatever enemy is throwing at us. But it's a nice change. The rest of the game that I played before this was pretty much open, vast landscapes, out in the open buildings and whatnot. So it was quite nice to come down to the mines to have something a bit more close and personal. Now I see the paths actually intersected here, so we're back together with our allies. Like I said, we could have stuck together though, but it just made sense at the time. We don't know this area, we thought we'd separate, cover more ground quickly, and we're essentially half the time it would take to eliminate the enemies or, get to our objective. So we're getting very close. You can see there's the yellow arrow in the horizon there, that's the person we have to kill, but there are still a few enemies on the way. And of course there happens to be a gun nest.
Spotted one with submachine guns,
which I had a lot of trouble getting rid of. So as you can see, my aim's a bit not so on target. But I think just over here, minus the explosions, just over here, I get the shot in, and we can proceed. My teammates are all behind me.
hostile killed.
Now I'm just going to skip ahead because I don't really want to ruin the end of that mission for you. So we're just going to skip ahead to another mission here where all we have to do is destroy these mortar shell crates. So after eliminating that last target, we just grabbed a helicopter, flew on over here together, and yeah, we're just going to take out this enemy encampment. It's a really straightforward mission. You just have to destroy the mortar crates.
I'm looking at a small group of tangos.
I got eyes on another one.
Deploying drone.
So what we're busy saying to each other at this point now is just that how are we going to obviously take out this base. Now I'm all the lone wolf sort of player, not that I don't enjoy playing in a team, but I did see that the back of this base was completely open.
Looking at a small group of tangos.
Flying around it with my drone told me everything I needed to know. It's completely open at the back. There are enemies scattered throughout, but there is that weak point at the rear. So we essentially decided the three of them decided they would attack the front and I would obviously sneak in around the back and do whatever I could from there. I'm busy reconning and there was another guy reconning. And once we've established exactly what's going to happen, we move into position. Before this point, we really only just running. We were only really just running and gunning as we saw fit, which it can be a bit frustrating if you do want to play the game more tactically. But that's not to say it's not just as fun. It's just a different approach. I like a combination of the two personally, so I really didn't mind. But I know people who, you want to sort of do intel, spot the enemy, synchronize your shots and whatnot. It might be a bit frustrating to play with people. Or, you just have to play with people who are like-minded.
Okay, we're still good.
At this point, they're now looking to attack the front of the base, and I'm making my way around. Of course, there are patrols out and about, but I'll take care of them.
He's dead. Looks like we've riled them.
Now they've started their assault to the front of the base, which was the go-ahead for me to start my own assault right at the back. Ooh, I missed that shot. Just need to take out these two guys quickly. Missed that shot as well, because obviously I did. So I just switched to my SMG. I had a P90 equipped with suppressor. Nice big clip. I think it's fairly accurate, so it makes short work of whoever's in my way. And yeah, I've started my assault to the back of the base. Fortunately, there weren't too many people, a few stragglers. Everyone else had rushed to the front. But it happened that we drew attention to ourselves and backup was called in along with a helicopter. Now, I found a minigun in a vehicle parked right at the back, so I thought I'd do as much damage to the chopper as I could. But by this point, everyone knows where I am and I'm taking a bit too much damage. I'm just going to fly off. Meanwhile though, you can see in the top left there, we've destroyed 3 of the 4 mortar crates. And right about now, my allies are going to destroy the 4th one. Any second now, there we go. And that's essentially the mission complete. We still have that helicopter to take care of, however, so yeah, I'd already done a lot of damage to it, but I was nowhere near equipped to actually take it out. I tried to move into a better position. I see there's another minigun position there, but I can't do anything about it now. And one of my allies does end up taking the helicopter down anyway.
Oh, he's dead.
And yeah, that's just essentially a glimpse of some of what Tom Clancy's, well, the latest Ghost Recon Wildlands has to offer. The map is huge, there's lots to do, there's tons of regions with lots of little side objectives. And yeah, personally I found the game a lot better with teamies. And yeah, that's it. Cool. Thanks a lot guys. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers.